Bring a clock.
Okay.
Aloha and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. We do this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8. Zoom it around the planet and record it and put it on our website, kauaidharma.org. I'm Mama Tashi, and when we do these classes, we try to cover the mind training program that was introduced by the Shangpa Kagyu, Karma Kagyu, and the Nyingmapa traditions primarily, but all of the traditions, all of the lineages are appropriate. When we do these practices, it's good to understand that every practice enforces all other practice. So there really isn't one better than the other. Individually, with the guidance of a Lama, then some will work better to bring more energy to the practitioner or to the Sangha. Some will increase good health, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And some will dispel obstacles, which are always happening. But whatever practice you do, three things are brought together in the practice. First of all, in mind training in the Bodhisattva tradition, the body, speech, and mind is trained to be in one place in a state of focus. Single-pointed concentration, that's called meditation. And also in states of contemplation where you don't use the imagination process or any kind of symbolic representation. You simply rest in voidness in the present moment. That's the second part of the nature of mind. But when we do these practices, the body, speech, and mind produce, with the guidance of the Lama, altruistic compassion. Now, compassion is, generally speaking, being kind and considerate to others, and of course to our environment, Mother Earth. But on the ultimate level of compassion, these practices are designed to alleviate the all-pervading aspect of pain and suffering, which is prevalent with sentient beings. And the sentient beings falling into three categories, animals, humans, and spirits, are infinite in number and everywhere. And in dealing with sentient beings, we're one of them. So we understand through our own mind's process, through meditation, contemplation, and other techniques or practices, how to deal with it personally and universally. Once you attain a state of higher awareness, the growing process and the developing process of the basic states of practice start to move into another dimension of awareness. And that dimension is actually the mind of your own inner guru in union with the outer supports, which is what we take refuge in Tibetan Buddhism. And I'm explaining this because this state of discerning awareness is amplified through these special practices that we're introducing in this class, and that all the lamas of all the traditions of Tibetan Buddhism present. In the mind of awareness, the Dharmakaya, which means the wisdom vehicle of your own true nature, is innate. It's already there. And the Dharmakaya, or this all-pervasiveness of the consciousness, is called mind. And we all possess this quality, but in shamanistic practices, it is emphasized. And then developing that all-pervasive quality with these methods, one starts to experience bliss, or the energy of another nature of their consciousness. One of our lineage holders, Milarepa, introduced this bliss nature constantly in his teaching. Milarepa wasn't a monk. He wasn't a householder. He was just an ordinary wandering yogi. And he lived a long time in Tibet, and he had many different kinds of teachings and methods that he gave to his disciples. But the main one was this bliss energy of the deity. And that's what we're emphasizing tonight with the practice of, we're going to do Manjushri and Tumo practice, which is how to develop inner heat, not only for warmth of the body, but warmth of the heart, and more compassion and empathy in the mind. And then we're going to do the what we call long life practice of two-arm red Chandra-Z. Now we're emphasizing the color red tonight because of the energy it produces just by imagining that in your mind, the color red, and then applying it to your consciousness, to your body, and to the world around you. That color code is actually what we call the element of fire, one of the 5 elements that create everything in the universe, your body and everything. So we'll start, first of all, with the altruistic motivation that everything we do is for the benefit of everybody else and for improving our environment, the world around us. The second part of taking refuge is to take refuge in the supports of Buddhism, which are called the 3 jewels, which is the Buddha, your natural mind, the Dharma, the training and how to use the natural mind, and the Sangha, all the people that teach and actually do these practices. And the second part of it, taking refuge, is to take refuge with the 3 roots of tantric practice. The lamas, body, speech, and mind, and all of the symbols that the lama, outer lama or guru uses. The third part of taking refuge is to actually practice. And in Bodhisattva training, there are 6 foundation practices: generosity, morality, which includes ethics and good manners, patience, perseverance in practice or diligence, meditative concentration, and the 6th Bodhisattva practice is directly connecting to the nature of your, what we call, ultimate or ultimate truthful nature of awareness. So we start with this by chanting in Tibetan, which is the way all of the methods of Tibetan Buddhism are taught around the planet, transformed to every culture. And the first one in Tibetan is chanting the altruistic motivation of enlightenment, not only for ourselves and all sentient beings, which we see as our support, and we use the word mothers. So I'm going to say that in English and then chant it in Tibetan. For those of you who have this refuge sheet, it's at the top. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now, all together, take refuge and, when possible, offer prostration. And I'll chant that in Sanskrit. Dag dong jowa namke dadong yampe sem chem tamche dudine jungte jisi jengchu ningpo lachi ki vardu. Then we take refuge in the three jewels and the three roots. Palden Lama Dampa Namla Japsu Chio Yidam Chilkor Gi Latso Namla Japsu Chio Sanjay Chong Dende Namla Japsu Chio Dampe Chur Namla Japsu Chio Palpe Gandu Namla Chapsu Shio Bawo Gandro Chokyum Sume Sho Yesheki Shendong Dempa Namla Chapsu Shio. And what we just said in English is, we go for refuge to all glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the Yidam, the deities gathered in our mandala practice. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered the mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakinis, who are the protectors and defenders of Dharma. All of these possess the eye of transcending awareness. Then we enter into the training of the Bodhisattva methods to gain realization, and we'll say that prayer and chant that in Sanskrit. Sanjay Chodam Choki Chodam La Jekshu Bardu Dagni Chapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Jipe Sonam Ki Chola Benjur Sanjay Druparsho. To the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained from practicing the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines, called the 6 perfections, attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. So each of these 3 prayers of refuge are the commitment, the support, and the actual practice of all of the methods. They're combined or included in all the methods of transmission from the lamas of this shamanistic tradition of Buddhism, called Tibetan Buddhism. The nature of the mind, the relative nature, all of us have awareness of this nature. Therefore, all humans have awareness. Animals, not so much. And spirits, they have it, but they're very disturbed or distorted. So only in the human condition can one clear away the obstacles of this relative involvement with a self, or with a body, or a disturbed mind. Clear that away and move into a state of consciousness that we all already possess, called Buddha nature, which is an innate state of ultimate truth. Now, the word truth applies to both the relative state, which we call the drama mind, and the ultimate truth or ultimate state where that doesn't exist. And simply said, how to understand these two natures is the drama mind is totally based on judgment. That what you are sensing or what you are thinking or experiencing is good or bad, or supreme or high, or low and unworthy. And then there's a fifth judgment of not knowing. We call delusion, ignorance. Now these five together produce 84,000 different conflicting energies, not only in the mind and what the mind is experiencing, but in the body. And so the result is pain and suffering. But the pain and suffering is undesirable. So this relative situation we find ourselves as this relative mind is not healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. What to do is with practice, which each of us have to do the practice. We can hear about it, we can see it, we can experience it in many different ways through reading or through the medias, but the main purpose, main method to clear these afflictions is to actually do the practice. Based on that, the result effect is produced. And the effect is non-judgmental. Mind starts to arise as a clear state of awareness. Now, Milarepa explained this as the first experience of meditation is actually the deities producing a state of bliss through the practice. But bliss is based on a higher sense of the bliss as a state of voidness. And this state of voidness is actually the natural mind's state of clarity. So bliss, clarity, and emptiness or voidness are the effect. And once these three start to enter into your life situation, consciousness, and start to affect what we call the energy channels of your body, then you start to evolve into a different dimension of existence, of being. And as this takes place, you start to experience what is called higher awareness or intelligence. Now, these higher states of intelligence evolve without a ceiling. In other words, there's no goal there. It's up to the individual through what I'm talking about is the practice to cause these to take place in their own situation, just as they are. And I use Milarepa as one of our lineage masters as a symbol because he was completely ordinary. Yes, he was a shaman, and yes, he had a lot of problems in his life and created a lot of bad karma in his youth, but through many years of practice using these methods with the guidance of his teachers, he not only overcame them, he became a lineage holder. And from that down to the present day, it's an unbroken lineage. And where did all this come from? The Buddha Shakyamuni 2,600 years ago to the present day. An unchanged, unbroken transmission method. So we're going to start tonight with the most important factor of life, the breath. We're going to use the breath as a meditative method or technique. And in Tibetan Buddhism, we have what is called the three lights prana yoga practice. Then from that, we'll evolve into the five elements deities. And since tonight's practice is all about warming things up in this cold winter we're experiencing, even here in Hawaii. And the color code of each of the deities tonight will be red. The seed souls will be red. And the mandala krani, the symbolic energy of that, will be fire. So when we do the three lights practice, we're going to evolve into the five elements practice, and we're going to emphasize the four-sided pyramid as this symbol of fire, warmth, or what we universally call radiance or radiation. And that is symbolic of everything that appears in the universe and all of our thoughts and what we see with our eyes. It applies to those three things. So sit with your back straight, hands comfortable, either on the knees or in the lap, head slightly tilted forward, mouth closed, eyes open a little bit to let light in from the space energy directly in front, about arm's length in front. Then bring your focus or awareness to your breath. Inhale, be aware of your diaphragm expanding. Exhale as the diaphragm contracts. Breathe like that for a few moments. Then the next step is to, using the breath, is to visualize the air coming in as white light filling your lungs. Just the lung. The energy produced that passes through every cell in your body is imagined or visualized to be red light flashing through every cell in your body, down to your feet, arms, head, hair, everything, like a flash of energy or light. Then these two codes, the white and the red, the inhale and the middle absorption breath, are brought together as blue light being exhaled out your nose to space. This is not only symbolic, but actually a healing breath to the world around you. Again, inhale white light, the energy, life force of the universe filling your lung. The elemental energy extracted passing through every cell is red light. These two brought together and exhaled out the nose as a healing breath of blue light to space. Like the sky. Breathe like that. This three-light breathing technique produces two results. One, increasing the energy available to the practitioner to assist in practice and one's lifestyle. Two, the second result, it causes one to become more relaxed into what we call a state of calm abiding, peace and tranquility. And this induced state of peace and tranquility is the basis of the methods of meditation and contemplation of all the practices that we are trained in. And then carries over into our life's activities and relationships. When you experience this state of settling, then purposely take your mind off the breathing, off the breath, and mentally collect the three lights, white, red, and blue, and create into a tiny particle focused in the center of your chest, creating what is called a bindu or tigli or chakra, energy center. This increases the energy absorption process for the practice. Focusing on that tiny point, like a tiny star, as small as you can imagine it, even as something like an atom. Relax with that because light is all pervasive and totally interconnected. Universally and throughout space. So actually you are being present, contemplating the infinite qualities of space. Which is the nature of the mind and the energy of the universe together. This becomes the all ground or basis of the meditation practice. And you start by focusing on that tiny point of light and using your imagination, expand it into a tiny, small sphere of clear light. Then using imagination and focus together, keep expanding this sphere until it forms the desired element of the five elements. Tonight, as I explained, we are using the symbol of the four-sided red pyramid. And you will see that in your heart center about the size of, or smaller, of your thumbnail. label that fire. This symbol of radiation becomes the method or technique for the 5 elements healing practice. To start the practice, imagine that symbol to move out in front of your body and up before your eyes, about 2 feet in front. Keeping focus and imagination together, imagine it to grow to a size of a large tent or room that you can see your body sitting inside this symbol of fire, the 4-sided red pyramid. The base is the floor, so it actually is 5-sided. As you do this, you're starting to receive the powerful psychic energy of your own mind as its appropriate healing qualities, physically, mentally, and emotionally, into your form. This, together with the support of the 5 elements that pervade not only your body, but everything in the universe, emphasizing radiation or fire for healing purposes. The next step is to share this, which is part of Bodhisattva training, to the world around you by imagining it to grow in size to completely enclose, for us, this island of Kauai and surrounding ocean, and others, the town, city, or a large area of where they are doing this practice. All of that enclosed in the red pyramid of light. Next, expand this by imagining it to grow in size to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere. Taking into consideration Mother Earth and all the beings that inhabit her, receiving the healing qualities produced by your imagination. And imagine it to grow in size to completely enclose the solar system. Next, expand it in size to completely enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. Then take all the power of that application and move beyond the confines of your conceptual mind by imagining it to merge with boundless space. No meditation, just be present in the contemplation of this, the mother element, as your natural mind. Even though it is an infinite application with infinite possibilities and potential, we have the ability and power to experience it. Then return with that capacity of mind by again imagining the four-sided symbol of fire to encompass our galaxy. Reduce it in size to just enclosing the solar system. Reduce this application of this symbol in size to just enclosing Mother Earth. Then very much smaller to just enclose the island, city, town, or area where you are doing this practice. We call that your neighborhood. Then tinier and tinier to just seeing yourself in your physical forms enclosed by this red symbol. Receiving the full healing qualities of our universe into your form body. End the practice by bringing the pyramid to its original small size, thumbnail size, in front of your eye. Drop it to chest level and into your heart chakra. The warmth of the practice and the symbol entering your heart simultaneously, the heart mind, reduce that down to the size of the tiny particle. And this connects to the infinite light or potential of the fabric of boundless space. No meditation, just be present and alert. Smile as you bring your awareness to in front of your eyes and spread it into your area of practice. Dedicate the merit of this practice to the benefit of all sentient beings, your mothers. Each of you decide how much time you want to spend in this practice session. Of using the three lights prana yoga practice in junction with the five elements healing practice. When we use the term voidness as an expression of the bliss nature of our natural mind, which these practices produce, the emphasis is on clarity. And this word clarity is clear of the emotional conflict that we all habitually entertain. But more importantly, on the feeling of kindness, concern, which we call compassion, for limitless sentient beings as a state of not only interconnectedness, but what we call discerning awareness. Now, this discerning awareness on the emotional five elements, five dhyana Buddha chart is pictured as a red sphere. The sphere indicates all pervasive. So with the interconnected nature and this sphere of discerning awareness, you're entering into what we call the lotus family or Padma family. This means that the natural mind is the appropriate way of being in the human condition. It is called a Buddha field, and it needs to be purified because in that Buddha field, we have desire, what we call passion, based on attachment. And this attachment, desire, produces more conflicting results like greed and lust and so forth. And so we need to have a discriminating awareness about how that hinders our evolutionary process of becoming enlightened or moving into our own true nature as a universal state of being. And the Buddha energy of the field is called Amitabha. And that word Amitabha symbolizes a mature human being, man or woman. So when we bring all this together, the lotus family of Amitabha is actually perceiving everything as an activity similar to the radiance as the nature of everything throughout space. Not only that, of everything we see and everything that we imagine. And when we do that, we produce the natural mind state of discerning or discriminating awareness, which is our true nature. Because then we know what it is and how to use it. Now, in the application of the elements, that's what we call the basic level, the all ground of the elements being the nature of everything inside and outside throughout the universe. For instance, your mother produced you with the 5 elements. You moved into the human condition with these 5 elements, and everything that you connect to in the human condition is how you absorb the energy physically, mentally, and emotionally into your foreign body, and how you associate this with your consciousness. To remove the distortion, the Buddha introduced what we call the Sutra and Tantric traditions, and these evolved in Tibet into what is called the shamanistic tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, with 100 deities in 5 states of awareness, or 5 Buddha families. And these 100 deities present themselves in both male form, which is the method of the practice, and female form, which is the energy of the practice. Then with the practice, these are brought together into the mandalas produced by what we call symbols of the energy of bliss they produce. And the symbol for fire is Shri. And this symbol of Shri is based on the female energy Ram, which is the vibration of radiance or fire. And those are called the creation vibration sounds, and they are visualized in the heart center. Then from those, you connect to the teacher to bring the 3 lights of the teacher's body, speech, and mind into your situation, and then all 3 together to produce the energy result of having that seed syllable in your heart center. Then you become the deity. All deities are equal, but each have their own app or application. And that's on the elemental level and on the spiritual level. The elemental level is the 5 elements, the spiritual level is the 5 states of enlightened awareness, which have, each of those have infinite potential, and they're all of that is always interconnected, as is everything. Then when you present this mandala of the outer guru being internalized through your heart chakra, together with your imagination, then you produce the deity and project that to all mother sentient beings, starting with your own mother. When that mandala is created of infinite sentient beings as that deity, that produces the vibration of the sound. Then you can hear light and see sound. And those functions take away all the distortion of how you think about things and sense things through your body. And that mandala is all sentient beings being equal to you, as the same deity being represented by the vibration of the sound in your heart center. When you accomplish that projection, the vibratory sound of all of that becomes the mantra sound in the heart center as a circle of symbols circling the creation sound. Then you meditate on those three, the seed syllable, the mantra, which you'll actually sound with your voice and imagine at the same time, and the symbol of the deity. This practice is applied universally and individually. So when I say that, it's not only to yourself, but to others that you have relationships or karma with. Then to all living beings. And in the universe, they're infinite number of spirits, infinite number of animals, and an infinite number of human beings. Why those three categories? Is because those three categories of sentient beings are experiencing distortion called pain and suffering. The result of all this is the distortion is removed. The individual practitioner becomes healthier and healthier, and the world around you cleared of calamities, cleared of destructive emotional drama. So we start with the practice tonight of Tumo. Now, Tumo in Tibetan Buddhism is a female quality of the energy of fire, together with the method of application of how to use that in meditation practice to gain the result of being warmth under extreme conditions. Extreme heat, how to cool your physical body. Extreme cold, how to warm your physical body. But at the same time, the application is universally applied to all sentient beings. And specifically to sentient beings that are experiencing those extremes, either in the human world or the animal world or the spirit world. So you sit with your back straight. As before, hands in a comfortable position, head slightly tilted, mouth closed, eyes softly gazing to the space energy directly in front. People say, why do we have eyes open? Because the actual energy is being transformed through your eyes into the glandular substances of your brain, then into your nervous system and every cell in your body. That's how you function. That's how you exist. When you have these 5 positions, then the energy of the, what we call the nervous system, or the light and channel energy through the body, is experienced through thousands and thousands of nadis. And they clear through the practice all the emotional conflict you've been storing in your body since you left the womb. And eventually, all the conflict of previous lives that followed you like a shadow into this life, called tendency. And for each and every one of us, those karmic tendencies are different. But all of them fall into the same category of judgmental mind. Now, when you have these 5 positions to do the Tumo practice, we're going to start with the empowerment of the Lama into our 3 places. Then the energy of the Lama's 3 body, speech, and mind, and merging into a state of union, causes that to be the deity. In this case, it's red Tara. And then we project red Tara to all mother sentient beings, starting with our own mother in front. Then once you've filled your mind with red Tara, we'll start with her in the sitting position, as pictured on the shrine over my left shoulder. Then we'll move with that to the standing Tara of the Tumo, which I put a picture here. And we start with the seed syllable Ram. Looks like this. In the heart center. Tara's right hand is open in infinite generosity. And the left hand in the meditation posture. And her left leg is drawn in and her right leg is extended, and she is sitting on a lotus sun and moon seat. She is young, beautiful, smiling with 3 eyes, dressed in 5 colors of silks and 6 kinds of jewels, and has a 5-jewel crown of the 5 states of awareness on her head. She is emblazoned with light, like emanating from a stainless moon, or they use this term, empty mirror, as a backrest. Her purpose is to engender compassion, power, and insight as the basic qualities of all bodhisattva training, using body, speech, and mind together in the practice. We'll do 21 chants of the Tara mantra, visualizing all beings, animals, humans, and spirits, as this deity. Start with the Lama in front, any Lama, Lama Tashi or Dalai Lama, any Lama, Kala Rinpoche, any teacher of this tradition. Then white light from the Lama's head comes into your forehead, empowering you to be the deity, symbolic bodhisattva, nature, clear nature of mind. Then red light from the Lama's throat is the expression of the vibration of that as the sound of mantra, which is the vibration of your energy and the energy of everyone in the natural state. Then blue light from the Lama's heart chakra to your heart chakra is the transmission of insight or wisdom, how to do the practice and how to apply it. Then when you can see the three lights shining simultaneously, empowering you, then the Lama actually merges into you, like water into water. In this state of union, you reach full accomplishment through practice of realizing your own true nature as a benefit to all sentient beings. And you become red Tara. This reddish glow indicates the energy of warmth, fire, radiance like the sun energy, and like the mother's relationship to her only child, unconditional love. When you can see your mother in front and then all mother sentient beings that you have karma with filling the universe, all the animals, all the humans, and all the spirits in the entire universe, as this deity, with your mind filled with those light beings and the energy of that, the heart mantra appears as the 21 syllables around, rotating around the Ram in your heart center, inside a 5-color sphere of light about the size of your thumbnail. Sound the mantra. Be the deity. Generated to all, individually and collectively to all beings. Your mother. Om Tara, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. 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 In the peaceful aspect of the Tara, which is recognized as the Dharmakaya, the all-pervasive of your nature of your mind, expressed to limitless sentient being, producing the result of enlightened awareness for you and others, goes into the standing position of the, we call, wrathful deity of Tara, the action deity, which is the quality of compassion, power, and insight as what is called Buddha activity. And she becomes what is called a Dakini. Dakini is the Buddha activity in motion, actualized, not only imagined, but actually taking place, and directed for whatever purpose in the human condition to alleviate pain and suffering on all levels of existence. The physical level, the world around us, the mental level of one's mind with the habit of judgment, drama, the emotional world of the results of those two producing more and more conflict, more and more unhealthy situations, and being completely pacified by the practice of the dakini. Not only pacified, but transformed into more appropriate spiritual applications, which not only encompass one's own situation, but interconnectedly to all the beings around you and in the universe and your environment, your worldly environment. To activate this with mudra, we use the hands in conjunction with the breath. So you're sitting in the 5 positions, and when you inhale, you wrap your fingers around your thumbs, and the palms are resting on the front of your knees, like this. And then when you inhale, you not only close your fingers around your thumbs, and the thumbs will end up in a position, the tip of the thumb close to the 4th finger, called the ring finger. And this is the prana or air element channeled throughout your body. At the same time, you're expanding your diaphragm, and you'll be holding that more and more in the expanded position, creating what is called the pot, or Tumo breath, breathing technique. Then the result of these two, with the visualization of you as this standing dakini, is an expression of all Buddha activity of the 3 times, being channeled into this present situation that you are embodying. Then the Lama and the deity and you are inseparable. Then we start the practice. First, we do 3 clearing breaths. To do that, you imagine the first breath as the sound Om coming in, and 3 balls of light located within your abdomen with the diaphragm expanded. Inhale. And move the body's abdomen by forward motion, then to the right side, then back, then to the left, and back to the front. So 3 times, rotate in the clockwise position. And at the same time, imagine these 3 balls purifying this whole area of your physical body. Inhale. Front, right, back, left. So you just rotate twice, 3 times. Exhale. When you exhale, extend your fingers. Inhale, diaphragm expanded, hold. Now you do 3 times to the left. Hear the sound ah. Front, left, back, right. 2, 3. Exhale. One more time, hear the sound hum. Inhale. Hold, diaphragm expanded. 3 times to the right. Exhale. And we're going to chant the mantra and receive the initiation of Pema Chondro, the Lotus Dakini, and then say her mantra 21 times. So the 3 lights from the Lama in front again enter our 3 places. The Lama in front merges into us. Those 3 lights with the Om Ah Hum all come into the heart center, into the Tom, and the Tom is overlaid with the sound Ram. So again, we're using this code, and we say the mantra of the Dakini, the Lotus Dakini, Pema Chondro. And you're in a standing position, red. You are drinking from a skull cup, the wisdom of nectar of your own true nature. Your right hand with the Vajra is pointing down to your body, which you are standing on. And you have a lance on your left shoulder, which shows that you have power over the 3 worlds, the higher goddess and god realms, the animal and spirit world, and the lower realms of the deprived spirits and demonic spirits. And you're blazing red and a blue background with a white fringe of light of 5 colors entering outward. And then outside that, a huge protective ball of flame. And that comes up from the sun disk under your physical body and around you in every direction. Sound the mantra. Om Pema Chondro Ram Hi Pe. Om Pema Chondro Ram Hri Pe. Om Pema Chondro Ram Hri Pe. Om Pema Chondro Ram Hri Pe. Chondro is sky Dakini in Tibetan. Om Pema Chondro Ram Hri Pe. 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 And that mantra sound pervades all of the 6 worldly conditions, which is the emotional transmigration of all sentient beings through the 4 spirit worlds and all the planets where animals and humans take birth. Those 6 categories completely filled with the energy of Pema Chondro to remove all obstacles to higher states of intelligence and awareness and good health. Then you assume in your mind that you are the Pema Chondro, red in color, C-syllable Ram in your heart, and you do the Tumo breathing practice, which goes like this. Inhale, Move the C-syllable realm as what they call a tiny vibration of red light down into the lower chakra, halfway between the navel and the sex chakra, and visualize it there while holding the breath for the count of 5. Expand the diaphragm, wrap your fingers around your thumb, inhale. Hold. Exhale. When you exhale, exhale all at once, harshly, and expand your fingers. Again, inhale. This time, raise that point of light with the sound Ram up to your navel, heart, throat, forehead, and merge it with the white sphere at the top of your head. Do that while holding your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Now return that red bead of light as 5 drops of 5 colored light. Red, white, blue, green, and yellow. And those drops come down into each chakra, head, throat, navel, heart, navel, and back to the lower chakra. And purify those 5 areas of your body into space. So this energy at the top of the head is a moon, symbolic of the totality of the space. Inhale and bring the energy down through these chakras, dissolving making them all be like space. Inhale. Head, throat, heart, navel, sex chakra. Exhale. Now this time holding the breath all the way up through the 5 chakras to the merge with the moon at the top of the head, symbolic of space or voidness. Then bring those as 5 drops of energy down through each chakra, dissolving whatever negativity exists in those areas of the body, causing more and more energy and warmth to pervade the body. Inhale, fingers around the thumbs, hold the breath. Visualize the red point of light move up to the navel, heart, throat, head, merge with the moon energy, down, central channel to the head, throat, heart, navel, sex chakra. Exhale. Again, same practice. Inhale, ascend. I'll sound the mantras from Ram, Lam in the navel, Vam in the heart, Yam in the throat, Mam in the head. Ham is the moon, the totality of space. Exhale. And descend with the 5 drops or spheres and erase. Make everything as like space as you bring the drops down. Inhale, hold your breath. Mom, head, yam, throat, bam, heart, long, navel, then again, ram in the sex chakra. Exhale. Now it's just the dot ascending and descending. Inhale. And the energy goes everywhere through your body. Ascend. Merges with the moon. Descend. Keep holding your breath. Ascend. Five drops down. When it reaches the navel, sex chakra, exhale. You are red. The energy ascending is red going up and 5 colors of light coming down. We say the 5 drops. Up, you're full of light energy. Down, you're full of space energy. Hold your breath. Inhale. Diaphragm expanded. Ascend. When you reach the top, descend. Continue until you can't hold your breath anymore. Relax. Now, some of you probably started to experience warmth just from visualizing yourself as red Tara. Others, when we increase the energy to the Dakini of Pemikondro, visualizing you in a dome of fire, red, standing on a sun disk, all of that. Some of you, when you started to do the ascending and descending breath with the fingers in the closed position around the thumbs, if it becomes uncomfortable or disturbing, stop the practice. If not, continue until you feel your experiences of warmth are increasing, and do not be attached to any experience that arises internally or externally from the practice. It's not about experience. It's about the energy, the healing energy of the Dakini as the Lama. So now we're going to do it 3 times. Ascend and descend at your own speed, but always end up back in the sex chakra whenever you exhale. And as you do this, point your tongue back towards your throat when you inhale, or just touch the tip to the roof of your mouth, and gently squeeze the sphincter muscle. 3 times, 3 breaths, each at your own rate. Hold the breath as long as possible, and be aware of the energies. Inhale. Second breath. Inhale. One more time. Relax. To dissipate any obstacles or negative results and to produce good health and longer life, we're going to do the long life practice connected with the red Tara deity of Pema Chondro, the Fire Mother practice, by visualizing above her head with the seed syllable Shri, Amitabha Buddha, red and light. And the seed syllable Shri is in Amitabha's heart center. And in his lap, he holds a bowl of wisdom nectar, which permeates all the six realms, the entirety of our world, our universe, with this healing energy of higher intelligence, all pervasive light and space together. And the way we do this is we produce 4 standing dakinis, each in one of the 4 directions. in front a white dakini, to the right a yellow, behind a green, and to the left blue. Then each of these dakinis has what is called the empowerment vase. Then the wisdom nectar of the Buddha flows into their empowerment vases, overflows and comes into the Uma channel where the white sphere was of the Tumo practice, and fills our body with this healing wisdom nectar of awareness. And as this takes place, you sound the mantra of the Buddha of infinite light, Amitabha. Om Amitabha Deva Hri. 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 Then your body becomes the nature of the five elements and five Buddha families all together is the nature of the universe. As these five colors of light energy enter and fill your form, then the Buddha Amitabha and the five dakinis all dissolve into light and enter into your heart chakra. See just the Buddha of Amitabha with the Shri in his heart center, in your heart center, and everything, mantras, sounds, all of this energy of this practice, everything into that tiny Shri in your heart center, red in color. And it becomes the nature of space, which expands to the totality of boundless space. Relax. Simply be present. Non-judgmental about what arises from your body or your thoughts. Just stay present and alert. Then from this accomplishment stage of practice, which produces the experience or understanding of voidness together with clarity as a bliss of your own natural mind, free of conflict, liberated into higher and higher states of intelligence. The in-between practice of any deity yoga is you become whatever yidam practice you are mostly involved with through the advice of your teachers, which could be Chenrezig, Tara, or the one we're going to do next, Manjushri. And the Manjushri practice is introduced as a state of gathering knowledge, either through reading and study, through advice from your teachers, oral transmission, or actual practice, gaining knowledge and realization experientially and actually. And when you do the Manjushri practice, you visualize the deity as the male aspect, which is about the method producing the results. And then the universe around you is the mother principle together with the method to bring you union, more and more what we call accomplishment, so that the outer world and the inner world become totally harmonious and equal, of the same taste and same nature. That's the ultimate realization of your natural mind. And with the help of Manjushri, understanding becomes more and more okay, not something to be pushed, just naturally occurring through your use of these practices. Just like the warmth energy of your body, of the five elements, being more, producing an effect of you being more comfortable in your physical situation as a human being. So you sit with your back straight, hands on the lap, or on the knees. Mouth closed, head slightly tilted forward, eyes in front. Steady your gaze to a point 2 feet in front. Again, the Lama in front empowers you with the three lights, which cause you to become the deity, sound the vibration of the deity as mantra, and actualize the wisdom, not only mentally but physically, as the mind, body, and speech of the Guru merging with your mind, body, and speech in your situation. Then that produces the deity Manjushri, visualized as a young, healthy male aspect, white with a reddish glow, smiling, three eyes, right hand brandishing the sword that cuts through all ignorance and delusion, all misunderstanding and so forth, in the sky. Left hand, thumb and ring finger holding the lotus, red lotus blooming at the left ear, and on it is the sadhana or puja of The Heart Sutra, it states form is emptiness, emptiness in form. And this is the Sutra of Prajnaparamita, the mother of perfect wisdom and understanding. So with these two together, the skillful means of the deity together with knowledge and insight coming together as the body, speech, and mind of the lineage and all the lineage teachers, your gurus. You see the Lama in front emanating the three lights. Then the Lama merges into you. His or her body, speech, and mind merge into you. The Om, Ah, Hum in your three places come into the heart chakra. They transform into the sound vibration of the deity D, which is the light energy of the entire universe, emanating as the five elements and five states of wisdom awareness. Then you as Manjushri project to your mother who created you. She's in front. Mama deity inseparable, mother inseparable. Then project Manjushri to all sentient beings, starting with father, relatives, friends, everybody you have karma with, adversaries, enemies, then the whole human race, 8 billion human, Manjushri, all the animals in the ocean and in the sea, and then throughout infinite space and the infinite spirits filling space, Manjushri in your mind. And the energy of that mandala produces the heart mantra. And these letters circle the D, which is red in color. Which looks like this. And the D visualized in your heart center in 5-color sphere of light. The mantras Om, Ar, Ra, Pa, Sa, Na, Di, Soha. These letters circle this vibratory creation sound of the total light energy of all pervading space, boundless space, which is the nature of everything you see and think about. And this is applied to all sentient beings equally. So you're Manjushri, they're all Manjushri. Sound the mantra. When you sound it, these letters are stationary and face outward, and they fill your body with radiant light of 5 colors and the D's energy also all together, then all that out in every direction as healing energy of the deity. Om, Ar, Ra, Pa, Sa, Na, Di, So, Ha. Om, Ar, Ra, Pa, Sa, Na, Di, So, Ha. Soha, Sva in Sanskrit means all pervasive, always increasing, equally applied to every being. That's how the mantra energy works with the sound of your voice. Om Ara Pa Sa Na Di So Ha. Om Ara Pa Sa Na Di So Ha. Om Ara Pa Sa Nadi Soha. Om Arapatsa 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 Nadi Soha. And the 5-jewel crown that Manjushri is wearing, the central syllable is Amitabha. So we have these 5 colored jewels. The red one in the middle is Amitabha. Then the others are the other 4 Buddha families, Aksobhaya, Amagasiddhi, Ratnasambhava, and Aksobhaya. So those 5 Buddha families, but the central one here is Amitabha, the Buddha of infinite light, just like before with Pema Khandra. Om Arapatsa Nadi Soha. 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 With this mandala established as all sentient beings as Manjushri, and you the central figure in union with the Lama deity inseparable to all sentient beings, then you do the sword aspect of this, directly cutting all negative energy of the 6 realms, all judgmental and emotional conflicting mind energies, purified and transformed into states of spiritual accomplishment, experience, and realization to your true nature and how to apply it. And the mantra and visualization is to help you know more and more of the purpose of these practices and gain experience in applying them, and then realization from the experience and the practice. Not attaching to any of it, simply performing, relaxing, and being what you really are, a mature human being, simply by staying present. So the second part of the practice is to have the sword of Manjushri standing upright in your heart center, and the letter D marked on the blade. Then around the sword in the 6 directions, 6 more blades with Om, Ar, Ra, Pa, Sa, Na. Then the D is on the central blade. So these other 6 have those 6 mantra sounds marked on their blade. D, Om, Ar, Ra, Pa, Sa, Na.
D.
Then D, no Soha, leave the Soha. So means already established, that it goes to every being in the universe. Om, Ara, Pansa, Na, Di. 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 Then when this is established with mantra recitation, visualization, and the D, all the arrogance of the God realms is transformed into your Buddha nature, purified, no more a problem. All the fighting and quarreling and abusing nature of the war realms transformed. All the neediness of the human realm transformed. All the ignorance of the animal world transformed. All the insecurity of the pretas, the spiritual world of never experiencing what you need. And then that's all transformed. Then the demonic experience of abusive nature, hatred, anger, all of that transformed, removed. All those beings liberated. Om Mara Pansa Nadi, 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 Om Mara Nadi, Om Mara Pansa Nadi. So, and the energy of all of that becomes the Buddha Amitabha of infinite light, and you sound that mantra by just emphasizing the D, connecting to the Shri in Amitabha's heart center, both together in your heart center. And then that blazing energy of light and ultimate realization, your Buddha nature, pervades space. And this is the nature of all energy, thoughts, sensations, everything in the human condition, as purifying the totality of space. Visualize the D and blast light through space like a supernova. D, 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 D. And from this nature of the Dharmakaya as all-pervading space and light, the nature of everything, arises your yidam, and dedicate the merit of these practices tonight to the benefit of all sentient beings. Your mother. Kewa di nirdu da, chaga champo drugirne, drowa chinking malupa, te sala gopar show, sanje kusum nimpai jimla dong, choni megur dimpai jimla dong, kendu michi dumpai jimla ki, sitar gunwa molam jupar show. By this virtue of having realized Mahamudra, may I quickly establish all beings without exception in that nature by the blessing of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished, by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, and by the blessing of the wishes of us, the Sangha, being unwavering. May this and all dedication prayers be fulfilled. May all beings be happy, free of suffering, established through our practice in bliss and equanimity. May all the lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity, and may all their wishes be fulfilled.